We continue in our series in Matthew chapter 6, verses 6 through 13. Have you heard about the young woman who prayed, "Lord, I'm not asking anything from myself, but would you please give my mother the son-in-law she always wanted?" In the Gospel of Matthew, within the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus offers a model prayer that he gave to his disciples. And Luke explains further in his gospel that the disciples actually came to Jesus first and said, "Lord, teach us to pray." It's a very reasonable conclusion then to believe they realized Jesus knew what he was doing when it came to prayer, and they wanted to better understand how to do it themselves. Arthur Matthews, in his book Born for Battle, said that we ought to call this the learner's prayer instead of the Lord's Prayer. You see, Jesus was specifically teaching them and us how to pray rather than teaching us what to pray. Now, as a backdrop, the disciples of Jesus were mostly young Jewish men who had been raised in an atmosphere of prayer. We need to understand that. You might think of the Wailing Wall today, and you get the idea. They have grown up reading prayers, memorizing prayers from the Old Testament, witnessing the countless prayers of leaders and relatives. But after spending time with Jesus and noticing how he prayed, they saw the results. And they felt compelled to ask him, "Teach us how to pray." So Jesus was telling his disciples that if they really want to pray like he prays, then they needed to take some time to pray in private. We know that Jesus didn't always go to the same room and close the door behind him when he prayed, as the text indicates, but he did consistently get up early, go away to private places for periods of time, and spent time in intimate prayer. And that fact alone, friends, amazes me. Because if I'm honest, I need prayer a ton more than Jesus. How about you? I mean, he was God's son. He was God in very nature. And I'm so far removed from that. And to be honest, I struggle with being regular and as intentional and as intense about prayer as it seems that Jesus was. And if I'm in trouble, man, I can pray like crazy. You know what I'm saying? The storms in life, and it's not that I'm ungrateful, but within months, I'm back to the same old Chuck. Now, while it's true, better to have a right heart with few words than many words with no heart, I think it's best to have the right heart and many words in a closet of prayer. That would seem to be what Jesus is indicating. Jesus told his disciples something that confronts me in another way too. In essence, the list of things that I consider needs and spend a lot of time talking to God about do not produce the effect I might think. Because Jesus said, God knows about these things even before we ask them. And when I'm honest, under normal circumstances, asking God for things accounts for about 98% of my prayer time. How about yours?